The Kenyan economy is expected to grow by 6% this year, according to the National Treasury. However, the country's ability to withstand domestic and external shocks was brought to fore this week during Rockefeller's Resilience Forum. Take a look.
The importance of building resilience for all developing nations cannot be underestimated. A third of every dollar invested in developing countries is lost to shocks and stresses to the economy. Kenya's diversified economy has played a key role in achieving economic resilience.
If you think about the enormous amount of money going in and the enormous amount of money therefore being lost, the economic progress being lost, the social well-being being lost, it really is, in some senses, a disaster of its own, the fact that we are losing so many resources to shocks and stresses.
Resilience is a function of good planning. It's also a function of having a doctrine that supports sustainability. And what we've done is we've been very good as a country in having a diversified economy. Kenya has a fairly diversified economy. That agriculture is about 27%, our manufacturing sector is about 10%, services sector is just about 12%. And so all these sectors in the economy have made it much easier for Kenya to weather the storms of economic headwinds that we've faced, unlike other African countries.
Kenya's debt to GDP stands at 52.8% in 2015, raising doubts on the country's future economic stability. However, the government maintains that such expenditure has greatly contributed to the country's development, hence not a threat to economic resilience.
To the average Kenyan, the benefit of our borrowing is already seen. For those of you who visited our country, you see how much our feeder roads have been improved. Yes, now of course that's a devolution function, but it's still off the same pot. So as we improve our infrastructure, as we get better hospitals, as we invest in electricity, if you've seen the last mile connectivity program, it has reached phenomenal levels of accessibility. If you've walked in our informal settlements, you've seen we've lit up a lot of these informal settlements, which means there's a 24-hour economy now operating in these settlements, which can only be good for this country. So it's only sustainable, debt is only sustainable if it creates assets, economic assets, greater than the debt that was taken.
Kenya's capital, Nairobi, is the economic hub of East Africa, connecting the region to the rest of the world by air, telecommunications, road and rail infrastructure. The influx of people into the city is straining its infrastructure capacity.
Of the 1.2 million people, Kenyans who come into the job market every year, 850,000 of them come and migrate into our city each and every year. This situation has overstretched services provided by the city. Housing numbers have been overstretched, leading to informal settlements. Health services have been overstretched, leading to high mortality rates. Employment opportunities have dwindled, leading to insecurity. Unemployment rate 30 years ago was only 14%, and right now it's 46%.
I think resilience is one of the key important things for the cities, because I think, as you know, our population now are moving towards the cities. That's where they'll be living on. And the cities being able to recover from any disruption is really important for the continuity, for the population or provision of the services required. That's a key thing.
The city has embarked on integrating all the existing master plans of various infrastructures. Infrastructure to be included in improvement and expansion of urban transport, railways, airport, power production, water supply, sewerage lines, telecommunication, and solid waste management. And this is all contained in our most recent new plan, which is Nairobi Urban Integrated Master Plan.
As Nairobi works towards strengthening capacity, the city has been named as part of the Rockefeller Foundation's 100 Resilient Cities. For the next 2 years, the foundation will allocate a chief resilience officer to the county government of Nairobi to assist the city in establishing capacity to deal with physical, social and economic challenges that are a growing part of the 21st century.
They are a company to develop a plan. for resilience. They also, third, are supported actually to raise the billions of dollars necessary to implement that plan. And fourth, they can access to a platform of resources and partners which are actually multi-sector, multidisciplinary, to actually support them in terms of really developing the plan, but also subsequently in implementing the plan, technically speaking. And finally, they are part of a network of 100 cities that actually share one goal and which can actually exchange between